Unless you're coming back from a serious injury, running a novice program is a once-in-a-lifetime protocol. You should not be going back there under any circumstances. If you are, that demonstrates a major problem, which seems to be extremely common in the online fitness community, particularly among those who program hop. And that is lack of consistency. See, it's not train and same or remain the same. It's train or regress. That's how it works, because after 2 weeks of not doing anything, you start to lose muscle. Your fullness comes down and performance begins to degrade ever so slightly. You may not notice it right away, but each break you take, which may or may not be a bad thing depending on the circumstances, adds up. And so I understand the concept of deloads, going through certain things in your life that cause you to not really go that hard. Of course, there's psychological factors as well. Sometimes it's good to back off a little bit in order to keep moving forward. It keeps us fresh, mentally sane. But if that is a frequent occurrence, you are doomed to fail. This is the only logical possible outcome in the end. Heck, a quick glance of YouTube Fitness tells the entire story. It truly is a longevity journey. Who can last the longest? A lot of these guys make up excuses. They go from looking like pro bodybuilders ready to go on stage to being skinny fat. Oh, the comeback. You're running a beginner program again, or you're back to intermediate even though you were elite. If you're benching 315 and now you're down to under 2 plates, what in the actual happened? What did you do, man? Why did you allow yourself to get to that point? Is it because you crash programmed? Which I haven't heard that term before, but I'm going to coin it. You've heard of crash dieting, but what about overdoing a system, going balls to the wall for 4 to 12 weeks, milking as much progress as you possibly can, but now you're beat down and mentally fatigued, which is a lot of what we experience. Many of the symptoms of overtraining, quote unquote, are merely in your head. And so it's very important to have the right mindset when approaching any program or goal. Most importantly, it has to be for you. And secondly, it needs to be sustainable for years or even decades. For example, check out Sean G's YouTube channel. He often goes to calisthenics parks and interviews jacked men who've been in this game for a very long time. Most of them under late 30s, 40s, some even 50s. Guess what? The majority look absolutely incredible. Probably just as good as me or any other fitness influencer, yet they don't make a living off this. They're just average dudes that had a passion for fitness. They found an activity that they loved and they never stopped going at it. And the result is an impressive physique that's not snapped up and easy to maintain. Because the longer you go at this, you further solidify the habits that make you successful while putting on so much muscle that even if you do get a little bit lazy, you're not going to shrink as much. Therefore, we should all try to maximize our frame. Put on as much muscle as you can possibly achieve naturally, which will take a tremendous amount of time. So don't settle for being an intermediate lifter. Try to get advanced. Try to get elite. Even if you don't get there, it's that you are in the process of attempting to get to that point. It's the under construction phase. All right, guys, I want to stop seeing questions like, hey, Alex, I stopped training for 5 months. Should I run your novice program again? It hurts me to see that because I really want the best for every single one of you. And I know if you just remain a little bit consistent, keep in mind your maintenance volume is so much less than your maximum recoverable volume. I know that if you were to run something basic that's sustainable, you wouldn't have lost your muscle. So even if you need a bit of a break, it shouldn't break your physique. That should rarely ever happen in serious naturals. Makes sense. You don't have to overcomplicate things or worry about the when factor. It's the participation factor that matters most. So all of you should train year-round, not months at a time without doing anything. That is destruction of your gains. And it's what happened to many fitness influencers before you. So don't let it happen. Your own laziness will cost you a lot of time. Time that you're not getting back. And we're only getting older in this fitness game. So let's make the best out of it. Anyway, that's all I got for today. Quick little motivational rant per se. Now I want to hear your feedback. What's the longest break you ever took? What are your regrets? What can you say to everyone who maybe is considering being really lazy? Let's hear it, and I'll talk to you all next time.